Hello everybody, this is the Bund session of the 29th of August. As always, we have a look first to our hypos. My hypos from the morning was, we have range long levels. This is the lower pre-market volume edge that was about 8:20 o'clock, the 179.17, and the high volume edge 179.03. Hypo 2, this would be then a against the trend short, and we will take this if increasing sell volume gets into the 17 level. And then a weak pullback, and then followed by increasing sell volume also into overnight low 179.12. Targets then the 0804 level. If still increasing volume on the downside, of course, you can have even a further trend. But at this moment, with this profile at the moment, I haven't not prepared this for today. You will see later how the market played out, but you see at this level I haven't prepared something because targets was for more 0804. And hypo 3. On the long side, if we have increasing buy volume into the higher pre-market volume edge 822 at 179.25 with weak pullback and holding, targets then 34. If increasing buy volume into 34 to 36, home run potential. So this is what it looks like in the chart. The area, the distribution, a little bit B model after the trend day, then filling it out in the pre-market. And let's see how it was played out then. So hypo number 1, the range long level at the 179.03. You see, obviously, this was already played here, this area, in the pre-market. So people accumulated here, 1, 2 time double rejection, boom, and then more confident active buying comes in. Reaching target area, that means our level here around this pre-market higher edge. When we go back a little bit, you see it at this area here. We had this high POC of the morning, and this is the distribution edge from yesterday. So we reach it with the open, exactly on point. So hypo here already played. This was a hypo number 1, and now hypo number 2. We said if a short increasing sell volume into the level of 17 and then 12, we can reach 8 and 4. We saw exactly after we opened this happening here into the 17, but unfortunately with a scenario more than a range play short, but a breakout from the structure, because structure was already broken here in the pre-market. So no entry here for me, but you see at least how important this area were. You see how much volume came in at a certain level. First got a little bit absorbed, and then into the 12 level, that means the overnight low, and taken out here again, and then reaching the 04 or 5 level. You see then here, the scenario that now appeared, this was the actual scenario for the day to trade. But it wasn't, unfortunately, prepared with my preparation. So, no trade for me. But we talked this live, that I said, here is the opportunity normally, but I said I don't trade it because it wasn't prepared. We talked about this live in real time, and I said, if we just measure now technically, I say, this is a good level, but I didn't know where my targets are because I didn't prepare it. But I said, technically, this is looking good. High volume increase at this very important market, and it is of course the overnight low. It is the bull control level of yesterday. That means if bull really not can hold it onto it and give it up to the bears, then we have at least some potential. I didn't know where the target area was, not prepared, but look at this. Trigger okay, strong move, weak pullback. Very good indication. One could enter here. Now trade made it in within minutes and reaching the target areas, which I made then obvious, possible, viewable as we took a look at the 15-minute bar, where one could see that here at the 89 level was the low volume node, and there is also this level of importance, this volume edge, where some kind of long started from the trend day of Tuesday. So they hit exactly these levels here and switched now with a strong V-shaped transition to the long side. That means it was a excess at this moment. And we see that the second leg, starting here in the delta, trying to, as prices got back to this bearish control level, try to get into a second leg in the bigger picture, already here. And then failed, and we got up and built some interested level here. You see this here, at this happening when trying to sell into it again, sellers, absorb, boom, and even rejected by aggressive buyers. So at this moment, I draw this rectangle here as at the moment, and the micro intraday level bull control. So balanced phase traded around, even tried to take out the high, couldn't take out the initial the low volume node of the day so far. This is the level where everything started today then from the short side. And you see they didn't made it above this low volume node, and now getting back to this important level where we marked here. And see what's happening. We see at this very moment, when this is happening, I draw the volume profile to this very moment. One second, here. To this moment, to this candle. Short before, you can also draw it here. Before this happens, you see, we have this control level confirmed also by volume. They're trying to play, we have some balance phase, but we're not successful to take out and get here in the low volume node. At the bigger time frame, of course, this was also a level here to look for a short entry. But for my play, it would be more and a guy from our Discord room from our group, where I'm in contact now for some days, who's very interesting and already very good in his auction theory thinking, told me, Anton, have a look here at this moment at 18.9 level, where you said also this is at this control level, and he said, of course, this is important. Now see, they take it out with huge volume. This moment here, see this candle here? They take it out with relatively big volume, this candle here, not this, but this. And then the pullback phase was very weak. Very weak in this moment. So that means one could have entered here, to re-enter this lower distribution. And you see how it played out. Got first to this at the moment POC, and then got through the POC. Sorry, my voice is almost gone today, I was talking so much. And now hitting the other side. So this was a very interesting trade chance so far for today. Then you see ranging around, new initiative selling, and I said then live also, I wouldn't go for this trade because look at the 15 minute. When you look at the 15 minutes, here you see that there is nobody interested in selling as long we don't see initiative sellers, because this is a low volume node, not only in the trading intraday screen, but also in the composite profile here from the day, from the week. So I said, I'm not gonna trade here into it. This is at this certain moment, wait a second, as we reach in this moment here, boom, taking out this low of the day, even it was technically super perfect, good strong volume, weak pullback, one could have entered here at 81, and now look how they behave at the 77. See, this liquidity is coming in and also provided here below. So not so good for me to say I'm going into this trade, as I see that 77 would only be my first target. And for a trend play, only 4 or 5 ticks to the target, this is not good. I didn't know what happened then, but I knew this is not good target. And as I see then that there was the technical reaction, which one don't want to see being in a breakout trade, when seeing people react very aggressive on the buy side at this certain level, and see it in the footprint when what I mean with a aggressive. First, liquidity got provided, they absorb, they take it out, but still re-enter a liquidity, providing more liquidity. Then people getting into market buying as well, means people get out of maybe position, and also some first people buy. See how it looks like in the footprint, pulling back and boom. See this? Before reaching then, and we going back to the trading screen, this certain level here at the 178.88, this is already the level where the initial bulls control was starting from. One could see easily that this second leg was not only weak, but also at this very moment here, you see technical reaction at ALVN. This kind of gives more an advantage that this breakout fails. I will not tell you that this led to trading back into the value, because we are still in a bearish scenario, but the probability at least was high at this moment when cannot take out, and then you see more buyers coming in. For me at this moment here, certain, at 10 o'clock 45, when this volume appears here again, taking out the high after this weak second leg, there is a high probability now that when we see and look at the moment profile, that we have a high chance to hit the 95, 94 level. That means they can pull back, trade around, but we have a high probability. We talked this live. And you see then that they tried to play it. And at the end, they hit it. That means they play around this level. They tested then this initial rejection level from the buy side. You see this is the weak leg. They made, with the first glance, the 92. This was this level here, the middle of the distribution. But at the end, when they pulled then back, again, the level where the buyers showed up and kick it out from the people who trying to play the short here, this level here. You see, was tested again. And we stay even weaker, so we stay, and then hitting this volume edge. It was a little bit chewy, but they hit it. So far the interesting day. Thanks for watching. This is Anton Apfel for Manapa.